Have you ever read the book, The Joy of Traveling on a Commercial Airline? No? Of course not. It hasn't been written yet. If it had been written, it'd be on the best-selling list of the world's shortest book list. Now, I love flying. Snowstorm, rainstorm, thunderstorm. As long as we land, everything's going great. If we don't, well, it's a bad day. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters guest, and anyone who treats the flying experience like an audit from the IRS. You know, the IRS and the TSA, well, they've got something in common. They've either got their hands in something or up something. I had an experience on a Southwest airline about a month ago. And if you haven't flown Southwest Airlines, you know they board in groups of 60 by sections A, B, and C. Well, I was working for a client in St. Louis, and I remember on the day the flight was leaving, I forgot to check in and get my boarding pass. But I figured, so many people in St. Louis are going to leave the show me state into the excite me state on a Friday afternoon. Not that many, right? So I get out my smartphone, which I think ought to become a dumb phone, but you know, that's just me, no genius IQ. And I'm flipping through the pages to try and get through to my boarding pass. And you know why they put this camera on the front of the phone? It's so that the NSA can see you go berserk when things don't go right. So I'm flipping through the pages, finally get my boarding pass. I was astounded at the lucky number I got. C60. Which probably meant that I was the 180th passenger on the plane. But wait, they always save those 15 seats for the business class. They never use those, right? And I figured, even though that I'm late, I still might have a lucky chance of sitting next to that hot chick I've always wanted to do. So I get my boarding pass, and I get on the plane, and the smell hits me of 170-something passengers stuck in a tube, no air conditioning, on a hot, steamy St. Louis afternoon. What could go wrong? That is waiting to happen. So I'm looking for that seat next to that hot chick, looking around all the women. Well, heck, I felt like a San Diego mayor. I see a friend of mine a few rows back. I am so happy to see him. Now, call me crazy, but all I did was yell, "Hi, Jack!" "You're under arrest! Hijack her for terrorizing!" I said, "No, wait, let me explain." "No, you can explain that to your friend in San Quentin." My friend jumps up and says, "Wait, my name's Jack. He was just saying hi." The marshal picks me up. "I'm watching you." I said, "Great, can you watch me from the wing of the airplane?" So I'm looking around for that one seat, and my dreams of sitting next to that Playboy buddy vanished. Just like the possibility of an election victory for Anthony Weiner. And that seat that I saw, well, it was just between a man and a woman. Sumo wrestling team. A baby! I'm thinking, now I know what the sandwich method really means. But right behind them was a window seat. And I love window seats. And when I got there, all I realized was that I just had to sit next to Ma and Pa Kettle. And the aft lavatory. Now, Ma and Pa were either two very old senior citizens, or they were two cadavers flying on the funeral fun fair. So I stepped over them, And I asked the flight attendant for a glass of cold water. I mean, I was parched from dealing with that air marshal. Well, just as I thought that everything was going wrong, the aft lavatory door flew open and I was smothered in a tsunami of stench. Well, anyways, the flight attendant brings me the cold glass of water, and Paul Kettle decides he needs to get up and go for lavatory. Ends up spilling the cold water all over my crotch. I jump up and yell, "Shoot!" The air marshal rolls over. Mom and Pa Kettle are laughing themselves into a stroke. And then the sumo wrestler, well, it's just starting to choke. Boy, I wish I had won some pens that day. The flight attendant says, "Sir, I can move you to a front seat, the one that you missed." I jumped up and yelled, "Dynamite! You're the bomb!" No. 2 minutes later, I found myself in the front seat in handcuffs. And because of me, we had to divert to Wichita, Kansas. You can imagine the jubilation of my audience then. But in 3 hours, I was leaving Wichita, Kansas on my way back to Vegas on a bus. I learned 3 valuable lessons that day. Number 1, always pay the $15 to get your pre-board pass from Southwest. Number 2, if you see your friend Jack on the plane, don't say, "Hi, Jack." And number 3, make sure you get a good book to read. I'll read a bestseller. It's called The Joy of Greyhound Busing.